And this is Sunday morning. Thanks to those joining me live, to those that be joining me on Archive. D Style here. Mic check. I think we're good. I think we're good. Oh man. If you're listening on Archive, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Take a moment. Thumbs up the video. A lot of you watch it, you don't thumbs it up. Right now, with that said, Tyson Fury, the whole I paid like this thing was so stupid. Okay. And this is what's happening a lot. All right. This is happening way too much. Things that are like normal are being blown up to be like something that it's not. It's getting annoying. It really is. No, but these style. There is no but these styles. There is no but these style you don't understand. There is none of that. Tyson Fury, all right, can literally just walk in and walk out with a boxing license in a matter of minutes. This idea that, oh, he is unlicensed, this is problematic, people. This is so problematic, people. Tyson Fury's not licensed. He's not licensed. We knew the fight was a fraud. What are you talking about? What? What? All you got to do is go back in history, all right? Recent history. And look at when Ricky Hatton got his boxing license before he had to fight. Look at any European fighter, any fighter outside of this country, and when they have to get a license to fight. This is a non-story. It's a manufactured story by Sky. It literally is fake news, right? No, but these style. There is no but these styles. There is none. Frank Warren came out with a sledgehammer and put just that brick wall, the little fragile brick wall that Sky Sports put up with the story, he tore it down. Right? Tore it down. Frank Warren. Never would I have thought, like, man, Frank Warren's making a lot of sense. Never in my days. This is unbelievable. First of all, Sky Sports had tweeted out. They went all out. Sky Sports went all out with this, right? Unlicensed, all in caps, and an exclamation point. And at Tyson Fury does not yet have a license to box in New York or Vegas, despite plan to fight. Click on our link, everybody. And then you had a bunch of idiots come out, and they're like, oh, yeah, see? Eddie Hearn was right. Eddie Hearn was right. Eddie Hearn was right? What are you guys talking about? A lot of you think this was like a home run, right? Oh, this was a home run. This is it, right? Are you sure we're the ones grasping at straws? Fucking idiots. Look at this. This isn't, by the way, this isn't like some random YouTuber that said this, or if it was just like a random channel or that's saying this, okay, like that blithering idiot over there, okay? Or look, man, this here is Sky Sports. So it must be true. Well, it's not. So Frank Warren comes out. All right. Oh man. Okay. So check this out. He numbered it. Like, this is insane. Like, first of all, number one, the fight hasn't been confirmed to take place in Nevada or New York. Why would he have applied for a license there yet? In other words, why are you going to keep applying everywhere, right? You don't. If it's not going to be in New York, why bother getting a license in New York? By the way, last I checked, Tyson Fury has already fought in New York. All right. Look at this. 2, Billy Joe Saunders hasn't applied to fight in Boston yet, but you are promoting that on your schedule. Ooh. Shot to the liver. I mean, that was a shot to the liver. All right. You can watch Billy Joe. Billy Joe Saunders will be fighting on Sky TV. Make sure you watch this. He's not even scheduled. Yes, Billy Joe Saunders hasn't gotten his license yet. And they're promoting that fight in Boston, which is in the U.S. That's right. That's where the Boston Tea Party took place, actually. It's actually one of the places that they whooped the where the British got their ass whooped. But that's another story, all right? So that's another story. 3, as of today, Povetkin is not cleared by local commission to box yet in the UK for the AJ pay-per-view in 3 weeks' time. I didn't even know that, but it's good to know, right? Povetkin's not licensed yet, people. The fight's in 3 weeks. They've had press conferences for it, right? They've had face-to-face. I mean, I understand that nobody really outside of the UK gives a shit about this fight, all right? But nonetheless, all right, it's in 3 weeks they're going to fight. That's as of 2 days ago. And you're telling me that you want to make this big fake story about, oh, Tyson Fury, he doesn't have a license, and all the idiots ran out like, oh, yeah, that's true, mate. Mate, that's true. He doesn't have a bloody license, mate. Right? Get the fuck out of here. Right? But, mate, he doesn't have a bloody license. He doesn't have a bloody license in New York or in Nevada. Anyway. Oh, man. Povetkin doesn't have a bloody license in the UK. The fight's in 3 weeks. What's going on? We're not done. 4, all 3 boxers will get licenses, but this type of journalism is embarrassing, lazy, unprofessional, and so poor it verges on being funny. The funny is not the word. Funny is when you go to, you watch a comedian. He says something funny. So I disagree with him. It's not funny, Frank Warren. It's pathetic is what it is. Now, is it so pathetic it's funny? Yes. It is so pathetic that it's funny. But it is pathetic. I think pathetic's the right word. Right? I didn't, even though it did make me laugh, it's a pathetic kind of laugh. All right. So that is the response Frank Warren had to Sky Sports. Eddie Hearn, along with Sky Sports and that whole gang over there, are acting very weird about this fight. I keep scratching my head. Why do they want to make something out of nothing? There's one side of this whole argument. At the end of it, the whole thing is the Eddie Hearn, Joshua side of it, things, and then there's the Wilder side of things. There's one side constantly making shit up. I told you guys this months ago. One side keeps changing their narrative. It's amazing how many times they change their narratives depending on the circumstances that change. Tyson Fury and Wilder okay, are having very serious discussions about fighting, whether you like it or you don't. Is it possible that the fight doesn't happen as scheduled? Well, just like any other fight, there's a possibility. It's boxing. Can somebody break their hand in training? Could it be could it get postponed? Could something happen? That can happen in any fight. But for some reason, when it comes to this particular fight, Eddie Hearn is acting kind of weird. And if you look, it's no coincidence. Why would Sky Sports release this bogus story that they know can be easily debunked unless some weasel didn't convince them to do so? And we all know who the weasel is. The weasel is Eddie Hearn. Oh, Eddie Hearn. Still coming out here saying everything without saying nothing. All right. Shout out to Blood Boxing in the chat. He says there's something else to take focus away from the fight. I wonder who made this story and what hat this shit was pulled from. Well, it's definitely bullshit. That's for sure. Joe Lopez 40 out says, how did Fury look in his recent fight? I watched previous Fury fight and he looked horrible. He looked okay, I'll say. McGregor Boxing Stars, hey, how's it going? McGregor Boxing Stars also says, what is that accent? I wasn't doing an accent. I was mocking people. Okay. So anyway, with that said, Tyson Fury will get his license. Okay. Don't you worry about it. Sometimes they don't bother doing it until it's already, fight week or something. That's when they do it. So don't worry about it. This is like saying Tyson Fury has yet to pass drug test. What? Well, he hasn't passed a drug test yet for the fight with Wilder. Okay. What? So? That's what this sounds like. Like they're making something out of nothing. Now, me personally, I'm very excited for this fight. I'm not concerned about somebody not getting their license, or I'm looking forward to Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. I wouldn't be talking about the purse split and how much money they're making and all that if it wasn't relevant to Eddie Hearn's spilled bullshit. All right? I'm looking forward to the fight being official. And of course, we have to wait for the fight to be official. But once it's official, I am looking forward to talking about this fight, the strategy of the fighters and what they have to bring into this fight. That's what I'm looking forward to talking about. As a boxing fan, I want to talk about which guy is going to win. Two grown-ass men, the elites in their weight class, are going to step between those ropes, and they're going to fight. That's what I want to talk about. And that's what we will talk about. All right? Mr. Boxing Today in the building. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Mr. Boxing Today says Fury looked like Fury in the last fight, in my opinion. Well, yeah. I don't know what I think a lot of people have revisionist history when it comes to a revisionist memory, I should say. I apologize, when it comes to Fury, right? Oh man, Fury was only a shell of his former self. Why? Well, he looked out of shape. Like, first of all, when has Fury ever looked like chiseled and, like Mr. Olympia out there? Like, that's never happened. In fact, the best shape I ever saw Fury in, Fury didn't even fight. It was before a planned David Haye fight, right? That's the best shape I ever saw him in. I don't know what David Haye did, but he really, motivated Fury, right? But just look at David Haye. He's going to whoop his ass, right? But my thing is, that's number one. Number two, people are just making things up, man. Honestly, when people say, "Oh, he needs another 4 tune-up fight," like 4. Look, if he's not ready now, he'll never be ready. All right. This Fury's been boxing his whole life, people. His whole life, he's been boxing. Fury has been boxing his entire life. 2 tune-ups is more than enough. What do you mean he needs another 4? Like, oh yeah, when you come back, people just make this shit up. Like, honestly, people, especially here on YouTube, just sit here and they just make shit up. They literally say things like, "No, man, you see, when you come back from depression and being overweight and all that, the process is you got to come back, have like 4 or 5 tune-ups, and then you fight a top 20 guy, and then a top 15 guy, and then maybe you start getting to the top 10s, and you got to fight like 3, 4 top 10 guys, and then maybe you're ready." Well, all that's going to take like 4 years. What are you talking about? A lot of preparation is done in the actual gym. Like what? That's dumb, guy. Like a lot of you sound dumb. Like, I'm being honest. Okay? Like, if you take like when Tom Brady came back from an injury and he was gone for over a year, like it's like he didn't miss a step, guys. Right? Yeah, but Tom Brady wasn't. Like, I know that there's differences because there's 2 different situations. God damn. Because I always have it in my head what they're going to say. Always. Like, it's always like they have to, when you make a comparison, they have to point out what's different about it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, what about Duran? He said, no, but his name is Fury, and he's 6 foot some. When you're over 6'5", it takes 4 or 5 more tune-ups than when you're Durant's height. Like, they just make shit up, right? Not to mention that Fury took it easy, obviously, on his previous opponent. Not to mention that. Mr. Boxing Today said he boxed circles, squares, and triangles around Pinata, as we all expected. Yeah. And he got some rust out. Everybody talking about the rust. Like, how much, WD-40 do you think this guy needs to get rid of the rust? I mean, some of you guys are insane, man. Like, just making shit up. Like, oh no, like, in all honesty, he needs another 4 or 5 tune-ups. Like why? Like, just never-ending tune-ups. For what reason? Anyway. Back in the day, like, 1 tune-up was really all you needed sometimes. Now, in modern day boxing, a lot of guys don't even get tune-ups. No, but he needs 4 or 5 more. Like, why? Right? Guru Fury was way slower in his last fight, in my opinion. Based off of what? I have no idea what Guru is basing that off of. But okay. That's his opinion. I think if Fury fought Vladimir would easily beat Fury fought Pinata. Well, first of all, Fury's going to be better in his next outing, okay? And he's also going to train harder. He's going to prepare better. He's going to come with a better game plan. He's not going to take it easy and Wilder. It's a whole different Fury that's going to be in that ring, all right? I remember when people were saying, "Oh, Ward didn't look that good against Alexander Brand." Everybody remember that? Oh, Alexander Brand? He couldn't take out Alexander Brand, but Shabransky knocked down Alexander Brand with bigger gloves and headgear. Remember that? And what happened? He beat Kovalev. In the rematch, he stopped Kovalev. He couldn't stop Alexander Brand, but he stopped Kovalev, didn't he? Now, if he would have listened, okay, to the people saying on a Ward, you need more tune-ups, Ward. Ward needs like 4-5 more tune-ups before he's ready, for Kovalev. We still wouldn't have had to fucking fight. We would have never had to fight. The fight would have never happened. Although, when it came to Ward, nobody wanted him to get tune-ups. They just wanted him to fight the top guys, like right off the bat, right? You see, it's once a fighter feels ready, he's ready, guys. All right? That's it. Once a fighter's like, you know what? I'm good. Let's go. Then he's ready to go. All right? Take a picture. Oh, man, this guy, he pitches for the major leagues. Right? He hasn't pitched in over 2 years. Well, of course, you're going to put him in the minor leagues first. For a couple games, not for a whole fucking season. All right? They just want him to get on that groove again. Get on the training groove. You get on the fighting groove. That's it. That's all tune-ups are for. Doing 20 more tune-ups, all that's going to do is keep you down at the level of that opposition. That's all that's going to do. No, but he needs a couple more. If he has 2-3 more, and then they're all saying different shit. Some people are saying 3 more tune-ups. Like, oh, he needs 1 more. There's some people saying he needs 1 more. If Tyson Fury could get just 1 more tune-up, just 1, he'll be ready. Like, why? What? Why do you have to see Tyson Fury fight someone who's obviously not at his level, all right, for another fight? For what reason? I have news for people. First of all, Tyson Fury had the performance of his life against Vladimir Klitschko. He stepped up his game in that fight. This is the same Tyson Fury that uppercutted himself in the face. Okay? And you guys talking about, oh, no, I remember he used to look like Mayweather up there. Like that's not true. I know I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying that. Right? Garuga with another comment. Make sure you guys leave your comments. Tell me what you think. I already got a thumbs down. Look at that. The librarian give me the thumbs down. Who gave me the thumbs down? Huh? At least have the balls to come out and say, yo, D-Style, I gave you a thumbs down. Right? Check that out. Garuga, we don't know if drugs, obesity, and depression means that Fury is now unable to reach his previous level because of physical deterioration. I mean, if Tyson Fury has been permanently damaged for what he did to himself, right? No amount of tune-ups is going to bring him back, right? He could have tune-ups for the rest of his life. If he's physically damaged, if he's damaged goods, then he's done. All right? But to me, I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I feel the same way Mr. Boxing Today feels. A lot of you are comparing the Tyson Fury you saw against Vladimir Klitschko. Okay, but again, in my opinion, maybe besides his second Chisora fight, Fury never looked that good. That's as good as he got. That was the performance of his life. All right? I know a lot of people found the fight to be ugly and boring and all that, but that's I don't mean he made it an exciting fight. I'm saying the way he outboxed and outclassed Klitschko, okay, he was on point. Okay, he took his concentration levels to a whole nother level. He took that fight serious, even though he kind of joked around a little bit in the ring to get in Klitschko's head, but he took it more serious. Boxing has a lot to do with your mental capacity. It's a mental game just as much as it's a physical game. Tyson Fury feels ready. Tyson Fury is done with these tune-ups. He was on top of the world. He was the world champion. You think he wants to have tune-ups for the next 2-3 years? No. No. He just wanted to get rid of some of that rust, and now he feels ready. That's it. And what I will say is, how do you get a guy, Tyson Fury, who, by the way, you guys can go back to the archive. I was never big on Tyson Fury, right? And neither were a lot of you. Okay, I know a lot of you kind of got on the train once he beat Vladimir Klitschko, right? But I remember I did a video saying there's no way a dude who uppercutted himself in the face, right, is going to beat Vladimir Klitschko, right? I would watch Tyson. I saw his fight with Cunningham, and I said, how the hell is this guy going to beat Vladimir Klitschko? And that wasn't a damaged Tyson Fury. Cunningham almost put him to sleep. Now, shit happens, right? Just caught him with a good shot. And then Tyson Fury proceeded to get back up and beat his ass, if we're honest. But it wasn't pretty. He didn't like outbox Cunningham. He mauled him. Go back and watch that fight. So, yes, he did kind of peak a little bit in that second Chisora fight. Never looked better. In the Vladimir Klitschko fight, never looked better. But then people see his last fight, and I'm telling you, they're like, oh, come on, man. He isn't 1/4 of what he used to be. What are you guys talking about? What was he before? A lot of people have revisionist memory when it comes to Tyson Fury. All right? That's what I think. Again, I was never impressed with Tyson Fury. Until he beat Chisora in that rematch, which I did feel he was going to win, but I felt it was going to be more competitive. Right? And then I was like, damn, did this guy, he picked up his game in this fight. Ruwa doesn't believe he's hit that peak again. It's not going to happen in a tune-up, right? If Tyson Fury went in there and knocked this dude out in the first round, okay, it would have done nothing for him, right? Nothing. That wasn't the point of that fight. The point of the fight happened. You saw it, right? Now, with that said, man, we got some more comments all of a sudden. But Mr. Bossy today, I think his fans are waiting for a Fury that probably doesn't exist. Could be. I mean, look, we could sit here and we could talk all day, man. What if the drugs never happened? The depression never happened. The layoff didn't happen. What could have been? Well, we could talk about that all day, but what's the point? There's no point to that, right? That's a discussion that you might as well just, sit down and write a fictional novel if you want. Like it doesn't. I don't know, right? I think he would have had some performances. To be honest with you, if Tyson Fury had a mandatory that just wasn't worthy, but they just made him fight, he probably looked the way he looked in his last fight. I'm being honest. All right. Like, I don't know what people like when Tyson Fury. I just honestly believe he's one of those fighters that steps up his game when his opposition is bigger, right? I honestly believe that because every time Tyson Fury was a heavy favorite, right? There's one case he literally look it up. He uppercutted himself in the face. I never seen that before, right? He almost got sparked out by fucking Cunningham. I remember people saying, well, if Cunningham hurt him, how the hell do you think Klitschko won't hurt him? Well, sometimes boxing isn't as simple as people make it out to be, right? But most importantly, all right, he took the Klitschko fight more serious, all right? He's going to take Wilder far more serious than his last two opponents. How good he's in the ring is all going to come in his preparation. That's it. This is what he is, guys. Tyson Fury is who he is. All right? Black C's in the house. He looked like a regular Fury. People just want to downplay him because Wilder's about to fight him. I agree. And I got to be honest. Although I'm picking Wilder to win, it's not out of the question, okay, that we end that fight with a controversial decision or Fury coming out on top. It's not like out of the question. If Fury figures Wilder out, okay, and he pulls it off for 12 rounds, he could win the fight. It's as simple as that. Shit, I'll be honest. All right? Fury has a decent shot of winning this fight. I'm not sure what people were expecting to see. Like, what are you expecting to see to confirm to yourself that Fury's ready, right? Like the only way to know for sure would be like if we did something like a fight nobody wants to see, but let's say you got Fury in there against, like, I don't know, Chisora again. Well, have him fight Chisora again. So I honestly believe Fury beats the shit out of Chisora again. Okay, right now. I think he does it, right? Because there's nothing, I don't think he's not capable of doing that he did before. That's what I say. Gorguga, good point. Fury didn't impress me greatly either until the Chisora rematch. Tacked. What up, D-Styles? You really think Fury can dance on him for 12 rounds? Can he? Yes. Will he is a totally different question. I think Fury's is going to have problems with Wilder's right hand. Right? And I think he's going to have problems with it. All right? I really do. I think Fury has to do what nobody wants to see, which is he needs to make it an ugly fight. Right? If Fury wins that fight, it's going to be one of the most boring fights people have ever seen. All right? But it's what he has to do to win. Right? It's what he has to do. So we'll see. Although, I don't know. I mean, sometimes, look, the Cunningham fight was kind of fun to watch, to be honest with you. You know, so, but when it comes to what he has to do to beat Wilder, he can't afford to be stupid like he was in the Cunningham fight with Wilder. Okay, he's going to get sparked if that happens. But can he? Yes, he can. Of course he can. Like, I don't think there's anything physically that Fury can't do anymore. I think, to be honest, like I'm not talking to the guy, but I bet you if I were to ask him, hey Fury, do you run as many miles as you used to? He's going to say yes. I'm pretty confident he would. Do you do as many sit-ups in your workouts? Do you do as much sparring like you used to? Like what's going on? So physically, I think he's good. All right. For anybody arguing, well, his reflexes are gone, or like, I don't know where you're getting that from. But once you lose your reflexes, you don't get them back. So I don't know what you guys want, you know. But I don't think they're gone. Black Sea says, I don't know, bro. Wilder loves to stalk you, then line you up for that right hand. He's patient. Guru guy says Fury makes a mistake at the moment, which he didn't do before, where he ducks down 45 degrees, leaves his head hanging with his hand down. Wilder can time that. Well, look, if you know that, you don't think Fury knows that? Look, man, I don't. I think it's going to be a tough fight for Wilder, man. Like I know a lot of people are like, he's going to spark. Like, it's going to be a tough fight. I'm telling you. I got Wilder winning the fight. I just want to make that clear. But I think it's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough outing. Just saying, right? So what else we got here? Gorgua says, wonder if Peter Fury would have corrected the flaw. Look, man, I think how can I put this to you guys? If Washington gave Wilder problems, Fury's going to give Wilder problems, okay? I mean, I'm just telling you guys, like, it's not going to be an easy fight, okay? It's not. It's supposed to be a tough fight. I agree, bro. Says Black Caesar. And for those that just came in, because I know some just came in. All right, it's too late for corrections. That's how Fury fights. He's slick with plenty of reach. I think Fury will be fine. Okay. Will he lose? I think he will. I don't think it's going to be for any other reason other than Wilder was just a better man than Knight. Sky Sports and, reported a story 2 days ago, and many already know, of course, but we're just having fun with this, that Fury doesn't have a license yet. And they put it out there, like, if this is, you do wonder what was their incentive in doing so, and what was their underlying message behind that, and who did they do it for? Frank Warren did respond with the following statements. The fight hasn't even been confirmed to take place in Nevada, New York. Why would we have applied for a license there yet? 2, Billy Joe Saunders hasn't applied to fight in Boston yet, but you are promoting that fight on your schedule. 3, as of today, Povetkin is not cleared by local commissions to box yet in the UK for the AJ pay-per-view in 3 weeks' time. All right. So isn't that interesting? Why is Fury not having a license yet controversy? Why is that a news story for Sky? But Povetkin not having a boxing license 3 weeks before the fight with AJ. I mean, that's not a controversial story. That's not something to put out there. That's not a concern. Billy Joe Saunders going to fight in Boston, doesn't have a license yet. That's not a concern. But Fury not having a boxing license yet, when they don't even know for sure the fight's going to be in New York or Nevada yet, that has to be pointed out. Sky is not exactly some random YouTuber or some small, organization or something. Okay, they have editors, that people that look at this stuff, and the fact that this got out through all those firewalls is unbelievable and embarrassing. That is embarrassing. So that's what this video was about. I am personally looking forward to this fight being official. Once the fight is official, whether it's in New York, right, or Nevada, the reality is Tyson Fury is going to get his damn boxing license, not when Sky Sports says he should, but whenever it's most convenient to him. Okay, he might get it a couple weeks before the fight, or when he takes his training camp down to that spot, or okay, that's when he'll do it. He's not gonna go out of his way, you know, like tomorrow, I'm gonna go get my license. Like it's something Tyson Fury could just literally do in his sleep. All right, it'll be fine. All right. With that said, I don't want to hear, all right, any bullshit from anybody about Fury not having a boxing license as long as Povetkin doesn't have a boxing license, okay, in the UK yet. I don't want to hear shit. Capiche? All right. Now, look. Speaking of Povetkin versus AJ, all right? Now, first of all, do I think it's like a big thing that Povetkin doesn't have a boxing license yet? No, it's normal. Okay, who cares? But anyway, Povetkin AJ, that's another fight that a lot of people are just assuming, even to a certain degree myself, that AJ is going to win, hands down, right? Now, I do believe AJ should be the favorite. I do believe he's more likely to win. But that fight might be a little harder, a little bit of a tougher fight for AJ than people think. Okay, that's going to be a little tougher of a fight, especially if Povetkin could get on that inside, okay, and work the body on the long torso of Anthony Joshua. Okay, he could do some damage on the inside. All right, so it's going to be interesting. I think Povetkin has to be careful when he ducks low, right? When he tries to get on the inside, because he will get caught with that vicious uppercut of AJ. But the fight, it will be interesting. And I do have to say that if Povetkin wins that fight, man, would that just put a monkey wrench in everything, right? It really will. Or even if this fight is very competitive, it's going to change, okay, the outlook of the heavyweight division. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that fight in that sense. All right. It's not who I wanted AJ to fight, obviously. All right. But it's the fight that I'll be looking forward to here. All right. Now, all right, so Blackland Caesar left the last comment there. It's too late for corrections. That's how Fury fights. He's slick with plenty of reach. Well, that's all I really got to say, guys. I also want to give a shout out to 78 and to Black Fight Fan because they did interview Nate Campbell a couple days ago that I listened to, you know, regarding the fighter that walked out of the ring. Okay. I always, and to this day, till even now, even with everything being revealed, there's still people arguing with me that they're okay with him walking out of the ring. Okay. This is insane. Okay. Curtis Harper walked out of the ring, and after the bell rang, I condemned him for it. I have a video out about it. It's a message to Harper. You guys can listen to it. Here's what I'll say. All right. First of all, it was revealed allegedly by Nick Campbell that this guy has like mental issues and stuff like that. But I don't want to dive too much into that. Right. But what I will say is this. If you don't want to, like, fighters don't have to fight if they don't want to, right? And I don't just mean the whole, like, oh, well, you chose to do this. That's not all what I mean. What I mean is you signed the dotted line. Like, at the end of the day, you agree to the terms that are on the contract. You agree to those terms. All right. So if you agree to those terms, regardless of what happened prior, is irrelevant at that point. Right? It's irrelevant. So if I hire you, let's say I hire you to, I don't know, make my fence, right? I need a new fence around my house, right? And you own a fencing company, so I call you, right? Like, hey, I need a fence. All right, let's draw up a contract, yada, 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 right? If I tell you at first, right, yeah, I'm going to pay you $5,000 to do this fence. I'm just throwing that out there, right? I'm going to pay you $5,000. It'll take you a good 2-3 days to do it, but that's what I want, right? All right, well, write me up a contract. And then I come back with a contract, and the contract's lower than that, right? Let's say I put, all right, you know what? It's actually going to be $2,000. I'm going to pay $2,000. $2,000. You said $5,000, right? Now, would that make me a piece of shit? It would, right? Because I'm going back on my word, right? Now, if I go back on my word, right, and I'm giving you a contract that's less than what we talked about, right? At that point, you can say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm gone. I don't work with people that tell me one amount, and then when a contract comes, it's another amount. Peace, right? That's you can do that. Now, if you say, really, man, you told me 5,000, now it's 2,000. You're a real piece of work, man. And then you get it, and then you sign it, right? You sign it. You literally you sign. You put your signature on it and say, I am going to commit to do this fence for you around your yard. Then you show up with all your tools and everything ready to do it. And then you leave. And you never do it, right? But you took my $2,000. Who do you think is going to win the court case? Like, if we go to court, right? If we go to court and your argument is, well, when I spoke to him, he said 5,000. He lowered it to 2,000. And yeah, I agreed to it, but I didn't do the work. I walked out of the job because, I mean, he didn't pay me what he originally told me he was going to pay me. That's not going to fly. Right? They're going to tell you, okay, well, then, all right, fine. Don't do the job, but you're not going to take the $2,000. All right? It's as simple as that. It's not that complicated. Right? The court's not going to force me to pay him $5,000. They're going to say, if you want to pay somebody $2,000, and find somebody that'll do it for $2,000. He doesn't want to do it for $2,000. But you're going to give him that money back. It's as simple as that. Right? Now, can you argue, like, man, that guy's a piece of work. He totally lied. And then lowered the amount he was going to pay him later. Yes, of course. Right? But there's something about when you finally sign the paperwork, you cannot just all of a sudden not do the job. Right? And you know, that's the way it is. With that said, that's all I got to say about this. I've done my heavyweight talk of the week. This is my heavyweight talk of the week. I only do heavyweight talk once in a while. Okay. But if you want the best heavyweight boxing talk here on YouTube, do yourself a favor and subscribe to Mr. Boxing Today 2. All right. Go to his channel. Great content. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. From Black Caesar to Blood Boxing, to Gorgaruga, to whoever agrees with me, disagrees with me, whatever. This is the style. Take a moment, thumbs up the video. I still want to know who thumbs it down. I think I know who it is, but that's okay. All right. This is the style. I'm out.